85% of people worldwide are affected by low self-esteem. 85%. Have you ever struggled with self-esteem? I'm sure at one point in your life, you looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm just not good enough. Or you lie down in your bed looking at the wall and second guessing yourself for something you said at work or at school, or even thought twice on something you did that perhaps could have been better. Progressing and improving oneself is noble, but with no self-respect and constant comparison with others you see online, especially on social media, it is easy to fall into the trap of low self-esteem. The question is, well then, how do I regain that confidence needed to become happier and successful? Well, you want to make sure you stick to the end on today's story and another key to untapping your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. Once upon a time, there was a business executive in New York who found himself in a predicament. He was in deep debt and really struggled to find a way out. Creditors were closing in on him, suppliers were demanding payment, his employees wanted raises, his business partners threatened to leave the company. He was really worried and concerned about the future of the company and wondered if he should declare bankruptcy. He decided to take a walk in the park to clear his mind. He sat on a bench in deep thought, trying to see what he could do. Suddenly, an old man appeared before him. I can see that something is troubling you, he said. The businessman looks up and says, Oh, hi, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Please take a seat. I didn't mean to take up all the space. And the old man sits next to him and listened carefully as the executive vented and shared with the old man his woes. After carefully listening for a while, the old man smiled and said, I believe I can help you. What is your name? Jeff Peters. He pulls out a check, writes on it, and pushed into his hand saying, Take this money and meet me here exactly 1 year from today, and you can pay me back at that time. Then he turned around and quickly disappeared among the busy New York crowd. The business executive, rather confused at all this, finally looks at the check, and it was for $500,000, signed by John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men in the world. Wow, did I just meet John Rockefeller? Holy cow, I can erase all of my worries in an instant with this check. The executive quickly went to his office and was ready to share the news with his partners. But instead, the executive decided to put the uncashed check in his safe. He figured, let me save this money as my last resort. I think there are a couple things I can do before cashing the check. With renewed optimism, the executive began to work with a clear-cut vision on what to do. He negotiated better deals and extended terms of payment. He closed several big sales. He provided bonuses to his employees, and his business partners were happy to contribute towards the growth of the company. Within a few months, he was out of debt and making profit once again. Exactly 1 year later, eager to meet up with John Rockefeller again, he returned to the park with the uncashed check. He patiently sat down at the same bench where he sat last year. At the agreed upon time, the old man appeared. The executive saw him from a distance and quickly stood up, ready to embrace and share with the old man his success story. But just as the executive was ready to hand him back his check and also give him a gift for his willingness to help, a nurse came running behind and grabbed the old man. I'm so glad I caught him, she cried, gasping for air. I hope he hasn't bothered you. He's always escaping from the rest home and telling people he's John D. Rockefeller." And she led the old man away by the arm. The astonished executive just stood there, stunned, with a fake check on one hand and a gift on the other. All year long, he'd been wheeling and dealing, buying and selling, convinced he had $500,000 behind him. Suddenly, he realized that it wasn't the money, real or imagined, that had turned his life around. It was his newfound self-confidence that gave him the power to achieve anything he went after. Confidence is something you create when you believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Even if you don't, just pretend that you do, and at some point, you will. Venus Williams. Based on the research by Carol Dweck, there are two types of mindsets: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Those with a fixed mindset are those folks who appear to be smarter than they actually are. In fact, when it comes to challenges, they avoid them. Obstacles get in the way. Any effort is too much. Criticism, oh, you don't want to criticize those with a fixed mindset, because all they would do is ignore any useful feedback. And when it comes to the success of others, they feel threatened. And as a result, they never reach their full potential. Now, those with a growth mindset, these folks know that intelligence, progress, and success can be developed. When it comes to challenges, they embrace it. Obstacles are seen as opportunities, effort is a path to mastery, and criticism, they welcome it. And when it comes to the success of others, they take lessons and inspirations and apply it into their own lives. As a result, they are able to reach a higher level of potential. So let me ask you, which one are you? Which one are you? You're probably asking, well, how do I develop a growth mindset? The greatest gap between success and failure lies within your own mindset. It's time. It's time to change towards a growth mindset. Change the way you think. Because then you change the way you talk, which leads to changing your behavior. And if you're changing your behavior, you develop good habits. And you know what happens when you develop good habits, right? They lead to your destiny and success. There is so much more potential inside of you, more than you think. And in order to have a renewed confidence, change your mindset. To be a champ, you have to believe in yourself when no one else will. Sugar Ray Robinson. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing, commenting below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest updates. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.